The rebellion is in shambles. With the recent loss of their leader, they are struggling. But this defeat was not without a victory of its own. For in his final moments, he secured an artifact of great importance. This blade was paramount to the Triumvirate's leadership of Alestia. And without it, their tyrannical grip on the people would surely falter. Having no choice, they give their Grand Inquisitor one simple order. Destroy the rebellion and retrieve the lost blade of the Triumvirate. But Dormek, the new leader of the rebels, has set other plans in motion. Hiding the blade in Valenorth, he is confident that it will be protected. This sheltered hamlet is now custodian to the weapon that would liberate the world. And so, it would be met with a gruesome fate by the Triumvirate and their Grand Inquisitor.
Pick up the pace. If we waste any more time, we won't make it out alive. There's no way the Elder would let me let that one down. Are you even paying attention? I know who you are, Seer. Did you hit your head or something?
Valessa has our safety in mind, okay? Forgive her hot-headedness for me. Freedom isn't too much farther. We need to stay calm and think this through. Two guys like us, we should have no problem. We'll be safe and sound before you know it.
Look, they're dying because they panicked. We need to stay calm and think through this together. If we freak out, we'll only end up like them, you know?
She has a point. Our first instinct was to run, but so was theirs. We should let them face the brunt of this attack. Good to know we're on the same page. It'd be foolish to try taking them on alone.
But that means you're using them as pawns, Ulrich. I can't let you do that to the people of Valenorth.
Do you have any better ideas? If we try to save them all, we'll die. I'm here to protect you two, not kill you. It must be the smoke. Make sure to sit down. The lower you are right now, the better. Are you having trouble breathing?
Yeah, something else is going on here. He's been acting strange for a while now. Is there something you need to tell us?
Did some debris fall on your head back there? I'm starting to side with Valessa on this one. Come on, time to gear you up. I don't care what's going on in that head of yours, but it's not more important than your survival. We're all overwhelmed. It's not just you. Take it. We won't be standing here forever. As soon as we leave this alcove, we'll be vulnerable. I can't take care of you all the time, you know. Now that's what I like to hear. I'll feel better if you have something to fight with. Valessa has her daggers, but you had nothing. Now then, it's time to move. Seems like some of the noise has finally died down. We should start by investigating the town square.
You are confused about all this, right? I bet you don't even know what being the seer means, or how we've known each other for our entire lives. That's normal, but please listen. We only have a few moments before Ulrich notices we're not there. The seer is special. You wield spirits to induce prophetic visions. When you have these visions, you're unable to remember anything. When you wake up, you'll dismiss it as a dream and forget it ever happened. As your scribe, it's my job to help you take advantage of this. We have to follow Ulrich now, but know one thing. The way you're acting, I'm certain this is a vision. That means you can use it for information. I'm relieved. This means Valinor is still fine. When you wake up, use this vision to save everyone. It's your duty as seer to ensure this doesn't become real.
Rise, Sylvie, but please assure us of your certainty. We hate to act without knowing everything.
The prisoner mentions Valinor over and over. The rebels are hiding something of importance there. Along with recent events, we can only surmise one thing.
The Blade of Exodus.
I am almost certain. But if that's where they've chosen to hide it, it means that our other target is also there.
Your compliance pleases us, Sylvie. Your plan was risky, but it worked out in the end. A final interrogation would influence our decision further.
You'd have me interrogate the prisoner once more. If I may be so bold, to what end do you request this?
Not you, Sylvie. We want your apprentice to do this. It is time for him to prove his worth.
My apprentice? I've told you many times I want to work alone. It would be more efficient for me to do this myself.
Insubordination? This is unbecoming of you, Sophie. We demand that you obey. The role of Grand Inquisitor can be very dangerous. If we were to lose you, a replacement would be necessary. You must train this replacement while you still breathe.
As you command.
Interrogation? And what would you have me extract? I thought the prisoner was at his wit's end.
Anything to confirm our suspicions about Valinor. If you fail, I will not hesitate to punish you. Remember what we're on the verge of.
I understand, Master. I'll do my best to get you what you need. What are the limits when it comes to my approach?
Keep him alive, Helen. I find that psychological pain is the most valid approach. He cares more for his rebel allies than he does for himself.
Then I will threaten the rebellion's very core. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, Master. Things are starting to line up well for me.
They tend to do that when you have the Triumvirate's blessing. We should take care of this immediately and catch them unprepared. Every moment we waste is a moment they gain, Helen.
So it's finally going to happen, isn't it? What we've been waiting for all these years. Do you think we should tell Sophie our true plan?
So, someone different has finally come. What are you, the executioner or something? I figured it was only a matter of time.
Actually, Sophie said to keep you alive. You seem to underestimate your value, Shane.
You think I'm important? That's not what I expected to hear.
Don't take it the wrong way. You must not know what I meant. You're important as a bargaining chip, and the fact I must keep you alive is a curse. When I'm through with you, you'll beg for death. You see, I'm different from Sophie. He's past the bar. They no longer need to test him. But I'm in the position where results must happen. When we give you back, you'll be a broken man. And soon after, the foundation of the rebellion will crumble. You think we don't know that Damek is your leader?
What?
You'd be stupid not to think we have inside men. I could order Damek's execution in a matter of seconds. You don't value your life, but you value his. Good. Now, I expect you to answer my questions. The Blade of Exodus, is it in Valinor Village? And the one who can wield it, do they live there as well?
you to cease your resistance! Those who support the rebellion must perish!
Valessa, your dagger! Spirits, please forgive my misdeeds. I acted only to protect those under my watch. Huh?
What's going on? Ulrich, what are those things?
I don't know. Come closer, you two. This doesn't feel right. Empty suits of armor with a hatred for the rebellion.
Only those who've mastered the spirits could do this. I'm afraid this is much larger than we thought.
That can't be true. The spirits are pure. They aid us.
Yeah, sure looks like they wanted to help. That's not my only concern, though. Look at this. Do you recognize these colors, Ulrich?
No, why would I?
Gold and white. The triumvirate standard. I would have never made such a deduction, but that's what I'd like to know. They're supposed to be our protectors. Some people even think they created Alestia.
Wouldn't be the first time they attempted occupation. They hinted that the rebellion was involved here. Valessa, do you know anything about that?
I don't.
Bye-bye.
So much has changed lately. With our last elder gone, Miles has been in charge. Maybe he has something to tell us.
It's worth a shot. We should see if he's alive. Protecting you is my goal, but now I want answers. If anyone knows about this, it would be him.
To the elder's house, then.
Yeah. Aren't you glad we waited now? If we rushed in head first, we'd be dead.
Then where are the villagers' bodies? I only see the suits of armor lying around.
That's a good sign. Then they won and fled to safety. Are there any havens in Valenorth?
I'd say the elder's house and the Grand Tree. The fire may not have reached either. Yeah.
Yup.
Wait, how many people can fit in the Grand Tree?
Hundreds, easily.
Not as good of a sign as I thought. The enemy could be trying to round everyone up, put them all in one place before killing them.
That's dirty.
But it works. We still don't know what they're after. It can't be genocide. It must be something else. Does Valenorth have anything the Triumvirate would want? Did the change in leadership bring anything with it?
Like I said, we'd have to talk to Milos. But I doubt he'd be at the Grand Tree.
But what if there are people in the Grand Tree? Is Milos more important than all of them? It would be cold to let everyone die.
Ulrich, this is larger than Valenorth. Especially if it involves the rebellion. Information could save entire villages.
I don't like what you're suggesting.
Like it's any better than what you suggested? Using the people as pawns to buy us time? How is this any different? This is a matter of Valenorth's future. Such things are under the jurisdiction of the seer. I stand by his side, and you stand by both of ours. That is, unless you want to abandon your job. But that wouldn't look good on your perfect record.
I guess you can fight dirty too. I don't like this, but you have me by the throat. I can only hope that you make the right choice.
What are we going to do? Good. We're on the same page. We can use that information to help others. It would be selfish to focus only on Valinor.
I hope you two are certain about this. You're gambling with hundreds of lives.
Valinor, the Blade of Exodus. There must be something the spirits aren't telling us. Something we could use to take down the Triumvirate. When I touched the blade, I saw our victory, but I'm not trained to interpret such things. I pray for the cooperation of Valinor.
Another one of those sleepless nights, Damek? I can't blame you. It's been the same with me. Did I hear you say something about Valinor?
Yeah, I was thinking out loud. In Valinor, there's a person who can peer into the future. That's why I had Pro bring the blade there last week.
I'm aware of their culture, but their seers use spirits, not a blade. Do you think it will be that easy?
Worth the gamble, isn't it? It's not my place to wield knowledge of the future. But the seers are experts, conditioned from birth. Pro has sent word that the current seer is male. His investigation is progressing slower than I'd like. We need to pick up the pace, and fast. Now that they have the blade, they're a target. The Triumvirate is likely planning their attack as we speak. That's why I've decided to send an experienced fighter.
I guess that's me.
I've had the mayor of Mazio write up a decree. It will allow you entry and the ability to complete what Pro started. On paper, and to everyone else, it's a simple export. Only Milas knows the importance of this blade. All you have to do is deliver it from Valinor back to me. That is, with the seer at your side, Ulrich.
You seem to think that will be easy. It's not likely they know the truth of Valinor. I can bring the seer, but they'll just decline.
Present yourself as a mercenary, not a rebel. Tell them a meeting of importance is happening in Mazio. We want their ability to help with some important decisions.
Dishonesty. Great way to start a partnership.
It worked for us, don't you remember? Look at how invaluable you've become.
So this is it, isn't it? With the seer at our side, they can direct us. We can secure the victory that you witnessed.
I almost don't believe it, but it's true. Though I have to be honest with you, Ulrich. There's a reason why I'm sending you instead of asking Pro.
And what's that?
He may not be strong enough to face what's coming. It's not just the hunch that Valinor will be attacked. In our victory, I saw its death and destruction.
I see.
So I asked that you protect the seer and his allies at all costs, and when you come across Pro, have him join you as well. I'll make sure to prepare an exquisite welcoming party.
I'll leave first thing in the morning. What did you see exactly?
Nothing you can't fight your way out of, but trust me, It will show them the truth. And when you get back, they'll be ready to fight. But promise me one thing, and one thing only. That along the way the seer touches the blade. If he can wield it, then we have our greatest weapon.
I don't know what you expected. You think the Elder would just stay here? I assume he's at the Grand Tree as well.
No, there has to be something here. It's not him, but his books as well. He must have some kind of record.
Record of what exactly?
Ulrich, the Triumvirate is burning down Valenorth. They seem to think we're caught up with the rebels. Thinking the Elder is clueless? That's stupid. Come on, Milas, give us something. You're smarter than this, I know it. Shipping manifests anything.
None of this is helping, Valessa. It's everything you'd expect to find.
No, there has to be something here. Come on, Seer, give us a hand.
No, there's not much here. But I guess if we spread out, we stand a better chance. Not that there's too much ground to cover. Actually, I was going to ask you. I thought you two were in sync or something. Don't think I didn't notice your secret talks. But I'm not mad or anything. I know the relationship between you and your culture. Whatever it is, it's not like you're plotting against me. Huh? You mean today, or in general? Oh, I'm a mercenary from Mazeo. I was actually hired to come bring you back there. A summit is happening and they want your input. It's basically the hub of Alestia. Ports from there go to the rest of the known world. A huge city of commerce, it's full of strange people. But you'd get stabbed in the back before you find help. That's what puts people like me in business, protectors of the weak. Well, not that I'm calling you weak, but you get the idea. Because of its central location, it's the perfect meeting spot. The generals from Alarinthia and Baltia sail over annually. Valenorth is nonpartisan, so you usually sit this one out. Maybe it's a chance to get Valenorth more invested in Alestian politics, but they want your input and I've been sent to pick you up. I guess it's a good thing I got here when I did, right? Look, I don't ask for specifics. I do this to get paid and make a living. If you want, feel free to ask them when we get there. And that is, if you two even agree to follow me. But right now, I can't let you die on my watch. We will discuss the rest once we're out of harm's way. Is that an accusation of some kind? Where I come from, you don't accuse the guy with the bigger sword. I'll pretend I didn't hear that and carry on with his search. Well, yeah, if the Triumvirate is truly responsible. Alestia is divided into 4 nations, right? Valinorth, Mazeo, Alarinthia, and Baltius. Each nation has a general that serves the Triumvirate. They rule in their stead and make sure everything runs smoothly. Except, you guessed it, the Elder or General of Valinorth. No one really knows why you remained untouched for so long, but the theory is that they don't want to anger the spirits. You know, because of all that spiritual energy residing here. So I'm thinking this is a power play. Take the 4th nation and control the whole world. They did the same thing to Mazeo about 20 years ago. The same thing that's happening here, but with less fire. They occupied the free town and placed a general in charge. They used terrible force, but the town improved because of it. I'll never agree with their methods, but Mazeo is peaceful. If they're burning villages down now, though, unforgivable. Perhaps the rebellion isn't in the wrong after all. It's not like anything I've seen before. So in tune with the spirits, you let them govern you. The rest of Alestia has history in their own hands. Not that it's a bad thing, of course. It's just different from the rest of the world. From what I've seen, the spirits have a good grasp on things. Well, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm a sellsword. There's no business in peace for me. After I retire, though, it's always an option. If I live long enough to retire, that is. My business isn't exactly the safest in the world. What's going on here is pretty good proof of that.
I wish. This whole place is a mess. Honestly, I don't even know what to look for. Milas isn't stupid, though. He'd leave something. Honestly, only a few months. He was thrust into the position against his will. Something happened to his father, the previous elder. But he's done such a good job, it's crazy. The leadership of Valinor did not skip a beat. He must have been training under his father. Nobody knows, actually. He went on a trip to Matsio and never came back. Search parties came up with nothing. It's like he vanished. Normally we'd hold an election, but things were crazy. That and Valinor is really big on family and tradition. Everyone just seemed to expect that Milas would take over. He's performed admirably for the position he's in. I doubt even a full election would find a better candidate. I was scared for a while, but he really filled the role. He didn't want to do it, but he kind of had to. It all happened so fast. I'm not sure of the specifics. But it was seamless. You almost couldn't notice. I guess, but we can't all get what we want. It's not like I grew up wanting to be a scribe. He'll grow into the role, I'm sure of it. But we can worry about that after this is over. There's lots to do, and we can't even find him. I really hope that nothing bad has happened. I'd want to get to the bottom of it then. There's more going on than we can take at face value. He'd have his reasons, and I'd want to hear all of them. That's the thing, though. It's not actually happening. If he can explain himself and we can prevent this, well, then we can deal with it in a reasonable way. We can't condemn him on a vision like this. That's like hating someone for what they do in a dream. Besides, we have no way of confirming this as his fault. I'd want to get to the bottom of it then. There's more going on than we... And it's something I'd happily listen to. That is, after we find a way to prevent this. I'm not passing judgment until I hear more. We can't condemn him based on a vision like this. That's like hating someone for what they do in a dream. I'm making a pretty educated guess. I'm trained to detect this kind of stuff. But it's so weird because this feels like reality. What's going to happen to me? I mean, technically, I'm not real, right? That's hard to take in. This feels real to me. But the way you're acting, yeah, it makes me certain. It's very rare that I become lucid in a vision. But with the evidence at hand, I'm very sure. Better not talk about it too loud, though. I don't want Ulrich to realize something is up. The rules state that only you and I can know. Trust me, it's better for him not to know. He'd act recklessly, and he'd be really confused. Well, more reckless than normal, I mean. These are gifts, blessings, directly from the realm of spirits. We're not in any position to harm what they give us. I'm making up what's going to happen, but the way you're better not talk about it too. There's entire books written on the subject, you know. But no one must know when they're in a vision. It could screw up what the spirits want to show us. These are gifts, blessings. As long as any other dream, I guess. Or maybe when the spirits decide you've seen enough. That's one of the things we don't really know. I guess something traumatic, like your death, would end it. Our minds aren't fit to comprehend what would happen next. We should make the most of the time we do have in here. Nobody knows, but we assume it's to protect us. If we know it's coming, we can change what happens. Seers have done it time and time again for thousands of years. A lot of people think they'll want something in exchange. That they're planting seeds to reap later down the line. Stupid superstition if you ask me. They just want to help. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing more pure than the spirits. Without the visions, we'd have died out ages ago. This particular vision, no. But the concept of visions in general, yes. Without them, we'd have gone extinct long ago. They guide the world to a better future. And what's better, they ask for nothing in return. Only that we continue to harness this amazing power. Yeah, it's just like I said. For better or worse. I was trained to be your scribe from a young age. We've been inseparable ever since. It's not exactly what I grew up wanting, but I'm not in a position to shun Valenor's tradition. Besides, I could think of people much worse to serve. Actually, you're seeing them firsthand. Imagine how confused you'd be without me. We're supposed to guide you through these visions. But when you wake up, you also need to report to me. Or, I guess you can report to Milas in these dire circumstances. Either way, I help you in here and you report out there. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't remember this. You'd wake up, shrug it off, and go about your day. Imagine what would happen to Valinor then. Of course not. We're two sides of the same coin. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to do anything without you. A scribe would do little good without visions to inhabit. Yes and no. Actually, it's pretty technical. I'm your only scribe, but there's also a scribe in training. His name is Fortum, and he's prepared to take over if needed. It's a recent addition to the ranks, but it helps out a lot. Without a scribe, your abilities would be pretty useless. Having someone fully trained means no one misses a beat. Imagine if you had this vision while I was gone. Just from that, I think you can gauge Fortum's importance. He's a nice guy too, but I'm sure he's long since fled. I'm sure you'll meet him when you get out of here. He tends to knock on your door first thing in the morning. So, let's focus on the matter at hand, alright? Since I was a little kid, actually. I was trained to be your scribe from the moment I could speak. It's a prestigious position, and I couldn't exactly say no. Some of the other children were jealous. Their parents too, which seemed really immature to me. Apparently, there's some competition for the role. But the elder chose me, and like it or not, here I am. I guess I'm just blessed that I actually do like this arrangement. In the end, the spirits really were looking down on me. Even if being here right now is terrifying, I'm still happy. Doing my duty to save Valinor, it's a dream come true. We don't know if the other kids would have fit this role. Well, I guess the answer is both yes and no. Before my parents passed on, they took care of the paperwork. Until I came of age, I had no choice but to obey. When I did come of age, however, I got to choose. Leave Valinor and pursue my own dreams, or be your scribe. I guess it's pretty obvious which one I chose, huh? So, while I was forced into the role, I chose to stick with it. Although, if this is any indication, we might have to leave Valinor. In that case, I get to be your scribe and travel the world. Well, we can't stop this attack from happening. We can only take precautions and mitigate the damage. Your life is valuable, so we should move you elsewhere. And wherever you go, I'm bound to follow. We'd be the first duo to operate outside of Valinor. Never thought we'd actually make history, but here we are.
Milas's note. Recently, the Rebel Alliance has reached out to me. At first, I pushed them away, thinking them little more than a rogue group of bandits. But they said they knew the truth about my father. How could they know? In my situation, it was hard to resist temptation. I had to ask them exactly what they knew. The truth shocked me, and I have yet to tell anybody. I might take it to my grave. It's not the truth I expected, but it did shake me to my core. My father was in the middle of an important task. As his son, I felt that it was my duty to help finish it. I have no hatred for the Triumvirate. This is simply a matter of familial ties. Were anybody posed with such a situation, I doubt their actions would differ from mine. It doesn't seem too difficult either. They've given me a blade and tasked me with protecting it. In the next little while, they will send an envoy to pick it up. At that point, I am to send someone special with them. I must keep their name secret so nobody finds out. This envoy, however, will be coming any day. I can't wait to meet him. I've been told that he knew my father, and he would have all manner of stories to tell. Milas's note. Milas's. Milas. Milas's.
So Milas was working with the rebellion. Apparently, he was sheltering Blade. Could that be why they attacked us?
Doing all this for a blade? Let's be realistic, Valessa.
It must have been very important. I'm assuming Milas took it with him. I don't see any blades lying around here. But about this envoy he mentioned, and this supposed special person. Ulrich, why did you lie to us?
We didn't think you'd come if you knew. I tried to hide it, but I guess there's no point anymore. After seeing this attack, I need to request your help. This is far from the first village they'll raise. They're up to something much bigger. That's why you wanted to come here, right?
Yeah, you're right. There's little time to argue and nowhere else to go. It looks like you got what you needed, Ulrich. Let's head back to the Grand Tree. There might still be time.
Sorry, I can't see all that well. You two will have to lead the way. I'm not as familiar with the surroundings.
This isn't right. Not at all. Where is everyone, Ulrich? There's not a single body.
Like I said, they could be at the Grand Tree. It's isolated and far away from here. I'm willing to bet the flames won't reach it.
It doesn't make any sense, though. Think about it for a second. In that alcove, we heard screams. The people of Valinor were dying. Not only burning, but getting attacked. There should be bodies all over the place.
What are you suggesting, Valessa? Do you think they stole the bodies?
If they did, there'd be blood. There's nothing, not even a trace. Doesn't make any sense, Ulrich.
Let's say you're right, for argument's sake. Why is it more important than going to the Grand Tree? Talking about it only seems to be wasting time.
There might not be anybody at the Grand Tree. I don't think we know where we're up against. We should cut our losses and run, Ulrich.
You need to make up your mind, Valessa. Running back and forth will get us all killed. Are we going to the Grand Tree or not? If you want to leave, we're going to Peregrino. It'll be the first place for survivors to flee. If Milos is there, he can tell us all about this attack.
Such loyalty to the man who condemned you all. If you want to know where Milos is, I'd love to show you. I can even reunite you with the rest of the villagers. What a pitiful little village. It's no fun when they don't put up a fight. Did you know what they did in their final moments? They called out to you, Seer. They wanted your help, and you let them down. I guess the stories I heard about you were wrong.
Sylvie, you already have the blade. Let us leave. We can resolve this peacefully.
No survivors. Don't you remember the rule? Like a garden, we have to pluck all the weeds.
Is that all these people are to you? Sylvie, they have a culture and history.
Yes, but it's not theirs that I'm interested in. In fact, I'm only here to claim the seer's soul. Everything else was just for fun, for sport.
You don't mean...
My orders had nothing to do with burning down this village. I wasn't supposed to kill anyone unless I had to, either. But you know, my apprentice isn't very fun to train with.
disgusting. Well, listen, take this seer and run. I'll catch up with you at Peregrino.
Where do you think you're going, you two? It would be rude to leave before I'm done with you. Watch, and you'll see why you can never win.
Please, run.
What did you do?
I put his spirit to good use, like I planned to do with your little friend.
You're using their spirits to power that armor. Does that mean we've been fighting our own?
Now you finally understand. The force of life itself bends to the triumvirate. There's no way that you could hope to stop us. As soon as I harvest the seal's soul, I'll leave. Valessa, if you behave, I might let you go. Visit the rebels. Tell them what's coming.
Hey, Seer! Open up! Don't make me wait all day again! Did you just wake up? Oh, jeez. I hope we won't be late. Don't tell me you forgot what day it is. Hey, I definitely took a bath. I just rushed it because I had to pick you up. Enough about me, though. This is your special day. You're being officially inducted. You know, the ceremony to brand you as a seer? It should have happened ages ago, but stuff got in the way. Let's not delay it anymore, all right? Just sign this paper before we go. Milas wants it. Consent for the ceremony. Thanks. This is exactly what I'll need. Put on something fancy. I'll wait outside.
On Scribes and Visions. The Scribe of Valenorth is a very important position, and one not to be taken lightly. Tasked with hearing and interpreting the visions of the seer or seeress, they bear a large mental burden. The spirits have their own language, and many visions are cryptic in nature. Though visions have become more clear over time, they started out as a mess of metaphors and confusion. It's almost as if, over many years, the realm of spirits has found ways to communicate more efficiently. This is interesting for many reasons. We must wonder if the realm of spirits is a physical entity, capable of growing and learning. There is no real explanation for this growing level of clarity in communication. It is widely believed that the realm of spirits hosts the souls of those who have left our world, but nobody has ever actually communicated with the dead or seen a long-lost loved one. Instead, these spirits grant visions of the future to those capable of witnessing them. Almost like a warning, they've helped keep Valenorth safe, and Alestia by extension. Either way, because the visions have become more straightforward, the scribe is more of a ceremonial position. Rather than carrying any real weight, it is just an attempt to continue Valenorth's tradition. Recently, Valenorth has given the scribe their own protege, someone to take over if the worst should happen. For this reason, I study valiantly under Valessa. Fortem. The true reach of spirits. It is a widely held belief that plant life is a container for spiritual energy. Because this energy is so pure, residents of forested areas tend to lead a happier and more fulfilling life. While many are frightened at the ability for the spirits to influence our mood, they have yet to do so in a negative fashion. To this end, many people actively seek out homes in areas surrounded by nature and this positive energy. Whether negative or positive, being influenced with unknown intent is concerning to many people. It seems to be tolerated simply because the power helps in a beneficial way. What if the realm of spirits were to lash out and make us aggressive or worse? What if they are conditioning our minds to slowly bend to their will? At that point, they could make us do any manner of bidding. This is the thought that also keeps many away from such areas of Alestia. But as there are numerous large cities, finding a home that suits your belief is far from impossible. Many ask the Triumvirate to speak on this, but they remain ever silent on the matter. Is it possible that not even our rulers know the true nature of the spirits and their reach? August Veyer. On Alestia's creation. There are many theories on when Alestia came into existence. None have any foolproof evidence and are merely based on personal belief and the conviction of the individual. The most popular, however, is the belief that the Triumvirate created our world. This theory is strengthened by the fact that no history or records of history exist prior to their rule. Therefore, the passage of time on our world is measured by how many years have passed since the first recording of known history, the Triumvirate's arrival. But, as the lack of evidence cannot be considered evidence itself, this is a topic of hot debate. The answer does not seem to be within our reach, and many scholars who dedicated their lives to this knowledge have since given up and moved on. As everyone on Alestia lives in a relative peace, these pursuits are considered a waste of time. If the Triumvirate truly did create our world, then we must thank them, for they are very generous and righteous gods. Perhaps one day, though, we will know the truth. August Veyer.
Wow, I didn't expect you to dress that fancy. I'm a little jealous now. I feel underdressed. You should do my wardrobe next time we go out. Hey, are you okay? You look a little shaken up. Are you nervous about the ceremony? Oh, I see. Perhaps we should find Valessa first. It must have been bad if you're acting like this. But hold on, just remember the basics. Visions are never foolproof. They're always full of errors. It's like looking at a painting. It's up to interpretation. Everyone who looks at it would walk away with something different. Not that I have visions, I'm just trying to help. Valessa will make sense of everything you saw. I know it. Sometimes visions make mountains out of mud piles. Whoa, really? Scare me half to death, why don't you? Let's put everything on hold then get Valessa. We're supposed to meet her in the town square. But if this is as bad as you say, you better tell me too. Not as a scribe in training, but as a friend. Got it? Sweet! Glad to know you're on my side. It's good to have a friend in someone like you. Anyway, we should head to the town square. With this vision business, we'll have a busy day. Don't waste too much time, alright?
Visions and paintings. A vision from the spirits is apparently more like a painting. When a vision is over, a seer or seeress can often vividly recall the bigger picture, while smaller elements are lost in translation. For example, if the vision was about the death of a villager, that part would be clear. However, how they died and what reaction each individual villager had to their death would be unclear. Instead of knowing this information, it is more like a gut feeling or a single interpretation of the events. In some cases, it is as if the spirits send us a single picture of an event, and the seer or seeress goes on to act it out in a dream in whatever way they can make sense of it. If at any time there was more than one seer or seeress, it is likely that their interpretations of each vision would be vastly different. But as there is only one seer or seeress at a time, we will never be able to put this to the test. Instead, the scribe discusses each vision in depth with the seer or seeress, and they come to an agreeable interpretation. Oftentimes, the smaller elements are disregarded, and only the bigger picture is given any credence. Using the death as an example, we would only assume a death is coming to Valenorth. Digging into why it was going to happen would be impossible. Although, as the spirit's ability to reach out to us and communicate slowly increases over time, we have to wonder if soon these visions will be concrete, and interpretations would become a thing of the past. Fortem.
Isn't that cool to think about, Seer? The spirits are artists, and your mind is the canvas. There's so much work required in interpreting visions. Of course, the spirits grow stronger every day. It's already gotten to a point where a scribe is near useless. I have more volumes written on the subject. I'm sure you'll find them. Can you believe how much stronger they've gotten, though? I wrote this book years ago and it's almost outdated. We've been able to witness so much growth in one generation. A bit bigger than my house, but mine has more rooms. Which is better, though? More rooms or more space? My interior design books don't really cover that aspect. The master has spoken. I guess it's true, though. Work with what you have. And if you don't have it, someone else surely will. Aw, are you thinking about me? I saw the way you looked at me just now. Give it to me straight. What's going on? I guess you could say that, yeah. Being a scribe in training is pretty hard work. It's fun to unwind after everything is said and done.
Visions and paintings.
There's a village-wide notice posted about your induction. I think you'll have quite the audience later tonight, Seer. There's a big party planned afterwards, too. Dancing and all. Whoa, you really have to think that one through. This is the most important day of your life. Are you sure you want to do that with me? If you're certain, then I'd love to. Maybe I'll even give you a refresher course. I'm assuming you don't get to do much dancing.
Hey, nice to see you again. I was starting to worry you might be late. Thankfully, we still have time to spare.
Oh my, is this a hint of romance I see? And in public too? People will start to talk.
Shut it, Fortum! Nobody asked you. I was just excited to see the seer. Remember how special today is?
Hey, I'm happy for you too. I was gonna hug you, I swear. But I guess there's more important matters at hand. Sorry for getting sidetracked. I'm all over the place. Do your thing. I'll be waiting over there by the tank.
Ugh. I swear, Fortum can be so insufferable. Be glad you don't work with him as much as I do. He keeps things interesting, to say the least. You mean you and Fortum? Trust me, that's the last thing I expected to hear. It's just one of the many things that don't add up today. Fortum would never willingly walk away from us. He'd only do that if he's not allowed to listen in. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a vision, didn't you? Oh, really? I knew something was off. You seemed different. I didn't want to bring it up, but now I know why. Should we go to the Grand Tree then? It might be good to discuss this in private. If I tell the villagers, they won't bother us. Whoa, you're starting to creep me out, Seer. Involving the Elder? That's very serious. But I trust your judgment. I really do. Let's grab Fortum and head to Miles' place. If it's actually that bad, you should be there with us. Just promise me one thing. Do your best to keep calm. Some of the villagers are already looking your way. If they see you freaking out, they'll freak out too.
Are you sure you'll be okay on your own? It's not too late to ask for some escorts.
Yes, Dominic, stop asking. I'll be fine. And I'm well aware of the dangers. Bringing more people would just put them in harm's way.
Well, forgive me for caring. I just wanted to make sure you're comfortable. If the attack is imminent, you'll have to rush.
I expect it'll take me under a day. I'll arrive in the dead of night or maybe early morning. Seeking out the seer will be the first thing I do.
Fantastic, then things will go perfectly. Make sure to give the rest of the town a heads up. You can all evacuate together. You'll blend right in. But remember, you need to stop by Milas and grab the blade. Otherwise, the Triumvirate will seize it when they attack. If I'm honest, I don't think we stand a chance without it.
I can't believe they're attacking Valenorth. The occupation of Mazeo is still so fresh. Thankfully, they haven't found us yet.
Right under their noses, just as we should be. I'm going to meet with the mayor after this, actually. I'll see about fully claiming those underground tunnels. Whatever they were digging for, they've stopped. I think it would make a fine base of operations. Getting the deed shouldn't be too difficult.
Wait, you mean we'll have a new home? No more sleeping on the hard tavern floor?
Never again. It's time we get established. I have some large shoes to fill as the general. The first step is finding us a fitting home.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. But one last thing before I go. Is it true what I've heard about Milas?
Absolutely, so please be kind to him. He'll be a valuable ally in the coming days. Best of luck on your vacation, Ulrich.
Trust me, I wish that's what it was. But I'll try retrieving the seer and the blade as soon as possible. Good luck with the mayor. I think you'll need it. But coming back to a home with an actual battle plan? It's starting to feel like our cause has some real weight to it. I feel bad for doubting you, Dominic. You're doing a great job.
Sophie, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Halen has finished his interrogation, Masters. I thought it would be wise to relay the results. Unless you were plotting behind our backs.
We would never do such a thing. Information is granted to you as we see fit. If you are left in the dark, it is not permanent. But please, tell us what Halen discovered. We have a feeling our theories are similar.
Yes, of course. The Exodus Wielder is located in Valenorth. I am ready to launch our attack at a moment's notice.
Good. Then it is time you hear the rest. Valenorth is just a small part of our larger plan. We see no more reason to withhold this information.
That much was obvious, Masters. Why did you keep it from me for so long? Halen and I are more than loyal enough.
Sophie, this is not a matter of loyalty. We are sure you'll understand when you hear. It would not be wise to doubt our word.
Yes. My apologies. Nobody likes being left in the dark. I will ensure my words sound less doubtful. If there is a greater plan at play, I am honored. I find no greater pleasure than serving your cause. So please, tell me what you wish, and it will happen.
We've led you to believe that Valenorth is our goal. However, it is just the beginning of a much larger plan. Today, you will learn the true nature of the spirit realm.
Try not to waste too much time here, Seer. I'm dressed in layers, and this humidity is gross. Wouldn't want to ruin my outfit before your ceremony. Ugh, that's disgusting. Those things could be so dirty, you know? At least wait until there's no one around. Ugh, your shoes are so messy. And just before your big ceremony. Back away and watch your step.
Ich geh mal schlafen. Gute Nacht, hey.
Bye.
Bye bye.
User disconnected from your channel.
Hey, Milas. We need to have a word. Milas, snap out of it. We need to talk about something important.
You know what they say about death, right? When we die, we go on to live in the realm of spirits. With that logic, spiritual energy should be infinite.
I'm not really sure how to respond to that. I mean, we've had seers and scribes for thousands of years. I'm pretty sure we'll have them for thousands more to come.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? Sorry for rambling, but we should all have a seat. I'm afraid things aren't going to go as planned.
I think we were going to say the same thing to you. I mean, the seer had a vision last night. A big one. Hopefully, we have enough time to get through all of this.
Well, unfortunately, I'm past the point of subtlety. So, in the interest of time, I'll get right to it. The induction ceremony is henceforth cancelled.
What? You can't be serious! You hype us all up and take it away? There better be an explanation for this.
What's going on here, Milas?
I'm afraid that's a very complicated answer. Let's back things up a few moments. Seer, tell us about the vision you had. Just as I expected. It was only a matter of time before you saw it. That is, if the spirits truly cared about our protection.
Wait, slow down a minute. How do we know nothing was lost in translation? Remember how abstract visions are known to be?
I can confirm that an attack is imminent. Besides, Valessa, you know visions aren't like that. The spirits have gotten strong enough. That's no longer an issue.
But this can't be true.
It is. And unfortunately, it's just the start. But there are still some important matters at hand. Before I send you off, I'll tell you everything. I didn't want to tell you until you needed to know. I'm just lucky that this vision waited until I was ready. The Triumvirate wants to occupy Valenorth, as they did Mazeo. I know what you three lost in Mazeo, and I'm sorry, but what they plan to bring to Valenorth is far, far worse. Punishment for my father's involvement with the rebellion.
We're supposed to be nonpartisan.
Yeah, that's our whole deal. Why would your father do that to us?
I'll never forgive you, Milas. Your father is responsible for all of this? He betrayed Valinor the moment he helped them.
Understandable, but this is not my fault. Surely you know about my father's disappearance. But have you heard the stories of the recent rebel victory?
Rebel victory?
The blade that the seer mentioned. It was taken from the Triumvirate. Without it, they are weak and vulnerable. But it was not an easy feat to accomplish. In their pursuit of the blade, many people died, including the leader of the rebellion itself. The new leader, Damek, sent it here for safekeeping. I hid it in the grand tree where no one would find it. I want you to take it and seek out Damek in Mazeo.
Hey, slow down. This makes sense to you, but it's all a blur to us. Your father was one of the men that died to get this blade?
Indeed he was, Fortem. The rebel leader's death, my father's disappearance, I'm afraid those are intricately connected.
You mean?
Yes, I do. My father didn't work with the rebellion. He created it. The first allegiance in Valinorth's entire history.
Whoa.
He formed an allegiance with insurgents in Mazeo. Together, they grew and created a large army, large enough to steal the Triumvirate's sacred blade.
I don't understand why he'd do that. We're fine on our own. We always have been.
Times are changing and leaving us behind. I'm afraid that Valinorth is a dying culture, Valessa. What I am about to tell you must not leave this room.
What is it?
You know of Salberg, right? How it houses the spirit idol of Valinorth.
Yes, of course. But it's been blocked off for a long time. I've never gone to see a spirit idol in person.
I'm afraid it might remain that way. Seer, on the eve of your birth, it went dark. Valinorth is living unlimited spiritual energy.
There's no way I believe that, Milas. Our connection with the spirits is eternal.
I wish that were the case, Fortem. It pains me to say this, but it's true. You are the last seer we shall ever have. Normally, the spirit idol chooses a child. That child is imparted with a surge of spiritual energy. When they pass away, it does the same to the next generation. But you, Seer, it gave everything to you. Like the spirit realm is making one final push. I don't know why, but I have my theories.
It sounds like the spirits have given up on us. Perhaps we took their gift for granted and abused them. Without that idol and their energy, what will happen to us?
I expect that Valinorth will become like any other nation. We'll take history into our own hands, rather than act on guidance. It's not a bad thing, and I don't think the spirits gave up on us. In fact, I think it's the opposite. They're placing all of their hope on us. The seer and that blade can save us all.
Back to that blade again? What does that have to do with all of this?
It's not an ordinary blade, as you've been told. In order to harness it, you need remarkable strength. Or, in other words, a vast amount of spiritual energy. Seer, I think the spirits chose you to wield this blade. To take it, join the rebels in Mazeo, and defeat the Triumvirate. I know this is asking a lot of you, but we always follow their lead. Valinorth may be attacked, but we can rebuild from the ashes. Our true goal here should be the destruction of the Triumvirate. History should be in our hands, not in the hands of unjust gods.
So that's why your father formed this alliance? To take control of our history in the spirit's absence? And to make sure the Triumvirate doesn't dictate our future?
He wanted to strengthen our bonds with outsiders as well. Without visions, we have to take things as they come. Foresight helped us out, but we won't always have it. What we do have, however, is the potential of the Seer. I think that's why he sacrificed himself to get this blade. He knew that you'd be able to wield it and achieve liberation. Please, take the blade and flee to Mazeo. When the ceremony is supposed to start, I'll tell the people. They're all rounding up, so it'll be easy to evacuate. We might be a bit behind, but we'll meet in Mazeo. There's lots to plan, and little time to plan it. We'll need new homes and blades for any volunteers. As far as I can tell, this is not up for debate. If you think it is, then consider it an order from your elder. Leave as soon as you are able, and we'll meet again soon.
Listen, I'm gonna try and be the voice of reason here. Milas said a lot of stuff, and it could be true or false. But if an attack is coming, we should go either way. Especially if there's a weapon we can use. I think we should grab it from the Grand Tree first. Again, not siding with anyone here, just using logic.
Yeah, you're right. We do the same thing, even if Miles didn't tell us to. Find something to defend ourselves with, and leave Valinor. But he said the spirits gave you all their power? And they cut their influence from Valinor for good? This changes Alestia's entire history, not just our actions. I can't say I fully understand, but it makes sense. Miles' father foresaw all this and took action. I feel hatred, but at the same time, I feel hope.
Let's take this one step at a time, Valessa. We'll grab the weapon and make our way out of here. The rest can fall into place as we move on.
So, to the Grand Tree then? I'll try to maintain one modicum of sanity. It's not like our lives were just turned around.
I'm sure we'll manage as long as we're together. I'm not giving up on any of you. I promise. There's nothing we can't do if we all pitch in. Let's go to the Grand Tree and get that blade.
Hey. You mean everything that Milas told us? I'm freaking out. I can hardly believe it. But the spirits would never lie to us, right? I can't believe the Triumvirate is our enemy. I know they had their reasons with Mazeo, but there's no reason to attack Valinor. Not at all. Then why don't they ask for it? There's no need to attack us like this. Makes me wonder if there's more to Mazeo. They said they took it over to fight piracy. But I think they're acting in their own interest. It only makes sense, right? I must have... I always thought they were good rulers. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions. Mazeo shocked us all, but we've all moved on. There's also a line you're not meant to cross, though. Burning down an innocent village is way past that. No goal could justify what they plan to do with Valinor. Honestly, I don't know. I usually look to you when I think about that. But without spiritual energy, things will change. We're up in mountains, and the spirits keep us warm. Without them, Valinor would freeze and wilt away. We'd have to migrate to Mazeo, like Mila said. One thing I know is that the Triumvirate is ruined. There's no way people will side with this attack. It's only a matter of time before word starts spreading. I think I need to concern myself with Alestia's future. The rebellion will probably be swarming with new recruits. We can fight back so no one else loses their home. Sometimes there isn't, you know? You can never change history from your comfort zone. If it's true about you and the blade, I'll have your back. There's something I never thought I'd hear. Thousands of seers, and they never left Valinor. I guess we're meant to play bigger roles than we thought. But to answer your question, no, I'm not ready. Unfortunately, my opinion doesn't count for much. I'll have to come to terms with this as we move on. No, I wouldn't want to trouble you. You have enough going on. I'd just be a bother. Thanks for the offer, though. I'll keep it in mind. I'll decide when I see it. You and Milas made it seem really incredible. But at the end of the day, it's just a sword. I doubt it'll be the turning point of this battle. Of course, I wouldn't mind being proven wrong. What else can you tell me about it? So, the more he killed, the more he had to serve him? And Ulrich's life powered a bunch of armored suits? That means their army could always outnumber Alestia. I'm starting to see why it might be a threat. But we won't be stealing life like that, right? We should keep it from them and limit their numbers. Good. I was starting to worry. Without that blade, their army is finite. They can't hide behind numbers like before. Wait, that's really confusing. It looks like a blade, but... So, it still works as a standard weapon.
Valinorth's line of seers. The seers of Valinor have helped guide our nation to a state of constant peace. Everyone in Valinor lives a simple and happy life under the guidance of the spirit realm. There's only one seer or seeress per generation, and their birth is marked by a surge of energy emanating from our spirit idol located in Solberg. There's a rotation of guards who watch the idol when a birth is expected to take place. As there can only be one seer or seeress at any given time, and the spans of time without them are very small, we can accurately predict when another shall be given to us. With Valinorth's small population, it is very rare for multiple births to happen on one night. However, that is not the purpose of my writing. I wish to discuss what was observed on the night of the most recent generation. Typically, the spirit idol will have a burst of light and energy before returning to a dim state. However, with the latest birth, there was no dim state. Only darkness remained when the final seer was given to us. The implications that this has on the future of both Valinor and Alestia are too large to even fathom. we must simply take each day as it comes, knowing our dependence on the spirits will grow smaller and smaller. Now, we must come to rely on the rest of Alestia, instead of only ourselves. I will seek out potential partners in the future. The Elder of Valenorth.
I had no idea that they were hiding such a secret. Valenorth could run out of spiritual energy for good? The cold from Eastcrown could easily kill us off.
Orton, don't worry. It could be thousands of years before we run out. Besides, at this point, it's still conjecture.
On Valenorth's blood leaves. Though it doesn't look like it at first glance, Valenorth is actually settled high atop the mountains of Alestia. Many believe that it is the spiritual energy that keeps our village and its surrounding areas warm. But the reach of this energy is not infinite, and it cannot affect the colder climate seen in Eastcrown. We don't venture into Eastcrown simply because our bodies would not be able to handle it. Either way, that is a separate story, and I wish to touch upon the blood leaves native to Valenorth. At the very top of the grand tree, for an unknown reason, the leaves grow a crimson red. We have no explanation for this, though some people believe that these are the tears from the departed, trying to reach our physical realm. A superstition, to say the least. Every few years, a gale of cold wind comes from Eastcrown and assaults the canopy of Valenorth. This causes many of the leaves to wilt and fall off. The wind carries these dead leaves on a journey through Alestia's skies, including the aforementioned blood leaves. The rest of the world sees the falling of the blood leaves as an omen, a portent of bad things to come. The sky being painted red with these leaves may look scary to some, but those who live in Valenorth see it as a natural event. The Elder of Valenorth.
Eastcrown is a pretty scary place. I've thought about going there, but I'm too scared. Apparently, it's cold enough to kill you in minutes.
The fall of the blood leaves is beautiful, though. I've seen it a couple of times since I was born. Not sure what other purpose Eastcrown serves.
Hey. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest. I know I acted all cool, but I'm not really sure. I'm used to a simple life. Now that's all gone. As far as I know, Valenorth is the last spiritual nation. If we lose our connection, what's going to happen? Will Alestia just be completely devoid of spirits? And not only that, but the Triumvirate being evil? As far as I know, they've always been benevolent. I know what we lost in Mazeo, but I've moved on. Anyway, I can process all of that later. I'm more worried about what's going to happen to us. Not Valenorth or Alestia. Just you, me, and Valessa. Nothing anymore, I'm afraid. It seems their goals have changed to conquest. With Mazeo, it made sense, but not with us. I thought they were our gods, our protectors. I'm starting to doubt that they even cared. I mean, was this their goal all along? All four nations, under their thumb. If they just asked first, we could have cut a deal. But straight to violence? I don't get it. Yeah, and part of me wishes we still could. I mean, the attack hasn't happened yet. But I know that's a stupid wish to have. You don't beg for your life against those odds. They're coming with everything they've got. And from what you said, their power is incredible. Yeah, but not as good as us. Alestia would be better if the spirits were everywhere. Valenorth is perfect, and we were truly lucky to live here. But I guess those days are coming to an end. Without spiritual energy, we'll succumb to the cold. The winds from Eastcrown will take over Valenorth. I hope there's something we can do. Maybe after this, we should come back home. If we could just get that idol to shine again. Thanks. That means a lot to me. But I wouldn't want to come off as whiny. Right now, we need to combine our strengths. The pity party seems appealing, but it'd be a waste. We can't afford to throw away the sacrifice of Myla's father. Yeah, definitely. We're a team for a reason. There's nothing we can't handle. I'm ready whenever you are. let's grab that blade and head to Mazeo. Whatever you need, I'll be by your side. I never thought I'd be leaving Valenorth. In fact, I came to terms with that a long time ago. But here I am, leaving it behind for good. And I'm scared. Everything I've read about the outside world is scary. Piracy, deathly cold, and even deathly heat. We had it good here. A really nice middle ground. This is where it gets confusing for me, though. Mazeo was supposed to be safer because of the Triumvirate. They occupied it, with force, but they've kept it peaceful. They could easily do the same thing to Valenorth, but killing everyone? And burning it to the ground? They've crossed a line that no one ever should. I'm sure it might be worse in my head, but with all the stuff I've read, it's still scary. I'm used to routine, so anything new is frightening. Mazeo is full of merchants, pirates, and mercenaries. Let's do our best not to make anyone mad. You never know how far their influence spreads. Whoa, really? You think we could take on pirates? That's a bit far-fetched, if you ask me. But I guess we make a pretty good team. If things get bad, we can play the status card. Don't want Mazeo-Valenorth relations to suffer. Maybe Dominic will tell us more about that. I'm sure there's a lot to catch up on. This rebellion isn't exactly new. I'm willing to bet there's more at play. But with Valenorth, there's nothing secret at all. They're planning to raise our village, plain and simple. You mentioned that it might be for the blade? That excuse would never fly for an attack this large. At least for Mazeo, they said they were fighting piracy. I'm sure they want their blade back, but yeah, that desire and this attack are two separate things. I'm sure we'll find out the truth if we keep moving forward. That's what worries me about all of this. They push, and we're expected to push back. What if we don't like fighting? That fight or die mentality is a terrible thing. It can drive good men to do horrible things. Please, don't let that happen to you, Seer. Please, don't change too much. We're going to be fighting for peace. That's not worth anything if I can't share it with you. I wouldn't mind taking one last look at the village. It's so weird, knowing that an attack is coming. How are we just supposed to accept that? I expect we'll have plenty of time to grieve, but is that something? We don't have to look around, but I'd appreciate it. If I find something I want to take with me, I'll grab it. I'd much rather leave Valenorth behind with no regrets. Thank you so much. I can't put my finger on it, but I know I'm not ready. One last walk through Valenorth is all I could ever ask for.
I saw you staring down that faucet. Trust me, I've been tempted more than once. But the villagers need a better example.
Only when they lose do they accuse me of cheating. Where I come from, it's called a sore loser, Aaron.
It's only being sore if you're not cheating. Pro, are you swindling people in my tavern again?
Now, that's such a terrible way of putting it. Nothing wrong with using sleight of hand to win. I like to think that they're paying me for my awesome tricks.
And taking it out on me and my tavern. Yeah, I can see why you think that's so much fun. You're not the one who has to clean up after the brawls.
Trust me, I'd kill for a brawl right now. And remember, this isn't your tavern.
Sure it is. Has my name on the deed and everything.
Oh yeah? Say that to Domic's face. He's only keeping you open as an intermediary. We need a neutral place between Mazeo and Valenorth.
Trust me, Pro. I'd manage just fine on my own. Most people come here for the drinks and the fun. Domec's support is a bonus, not really a necessity. Besides, how is your investigation going? Weren't you looking into the seer or something? Hard to do that when you play cards all day.
You think I'm playing, but I'm secretly listening. Your patrons have given me a great deal of information.
So you're stealing that from them too? Are you ever gonna give anything back around here?
Yeah, I'm this close to making my move. There's this really cool sword being held in Valenorth. I'm supposed to retrieve it along with the seer. Of course, that was almost a week ago. Domec is pretty impatient, so I better hurry. If I take any longer, he might send someone else.
That's the smartest thing you've said. Not today or this week, just in general. It's not like that blade will come to you. Here, try this new ale that just came in. But after that, you really need to get to work. I'm afraid you're scaring away some of my business.
Yeah, I'll get right on it. At least let me write my boss first. There's a bunch of stuff he has to know.
You mean Domec? He's my boss too, you know.
Yeah, of course. I'll grab a paper, and you break out that ale. It better be as good as you're making it sound.